Welcome along to this deep dive. We're here for you, the learner, aiming to cut through the noise and get straight to what matters in AI.
That's right.
Today, we're digging into the AI Daily News Digest from May 15th, 2025. We'll hit the highlights, the stuff you really need to know.
Yeah, consider it your shortcut to the key insights.
We've got DeepMind's AlphaEvolve, some buzz around GPT 4.1, and the new Claude models, this interesting local AI app, Maestro.
And how ChatGPT might be changing, well, everything about how we use the internet.
Okay, let's jump right in. AlphaEvolve first and AI discovering algorithms. That sounds pretty huge.
It really is quite something. At its core, it's this Gemini-powered coding agent, right? Built specifically for finding new algorithms.
And it's actually doing it.
Yes, impressively so. It tackled over 50 open math problems. In about 75% of those, it rediscovered the best solutions we already knew.
Okay, so it can find existing stuff.
But here's the kicker. In 20% of those cases, it actually beat the known solutions, found better ones. And these aren't just theoretical improvements. We're talking verifiable new discoveries, like making progress on the kissing number problem.
The kissing number problem. Okay, briefly, what is that? Sounds interesting.
Yeah. Think about packing spheres. How many identical spheres can you get to touch or kiss a central sphere of the same size? It's a classic geometry puzzle.
Got it. Spheres kissing. Okay. But AlphaEvolve did more practical things too, right? You mentioned optimizations.
Exactly. Matrix multiplication kernels, they're absolutely fundamental for loads of computing, especially training these massive AI models.
Right.
AlphaEvolve optimized those. Result, a 23% speed up. That's significant. And even a 1% reduction in training time for Gemini models.
Now, 1% sounds small, but I guess at that scale.
It's huge. We're talking potentially millions of dollars saved in computing costs just from that 1%.
Okay, so real-world impact, not just theory. And it speeds up the optimization process itself.
Massively. What used to take weeks of human effort optimizing these kernels, AlphaEvolve can now do in days. Just automate the runs. It accelerates research like crazy.
And Google's using this stuff already.
Oh, yeah. They're rolling out these optimized strategies into their core infrastructure. Data centers, AI chip design, even the model architectures AlphaEvolve is improving.
So it's like AI improving the systems that build AI, a feedback loop.
Precisely. A self-optimizing loop. It uses Gemini Flash and Pro models now, but it's designed so they can just slot in newer, better models as they come along.
Okay, but the digest mentioned some caution, skepticism about entirely new algorithms.
Right. It's partly semantics, what counts as truly new. The research community, quite rightly, wants to see the hard evidence, detailed benchmarks, the data sets used, the actual algorithmic steps.
So show the working out, basically.
Exactly. While outperforming things like Strassen's algorithm for matrix multiplication is definitely notable, claiming brand new invention needs that solid proof.
And its success so far is in areas where it's easy to check if it worked.
That's a key point. Program analysis, code optimization, you can run it, test it, see if it's faster, if it's correct.
Yeah.
For fields where validating a result is much harder or more expensive, its impact might be more limited for now.
Still a powerful proof of concept.
Absolutely. AI-driven innovation at a really fundamental level.
Okay, let's shift gears to language models. GPT 4.1, what's the story there?
Big news is availability. It's now directly in ChatGPT for Plus, Pro, and Team users. Enterprise and education coming soon.
And OpenAI is pushing it for coding.
Yes, specifically. They're positioning it as the go-to for quick coding and analysis. And instruction following seems better too.
And there's a mini version as well.
Yep, GPT 4.1 mini. That's now replaced GPT 4.0 mini everywhere, including for the free users.
So what's the word on the street? How's it performing, especially on the coding front?
Really positive, actually. Seems like the community consensus is building that it's the preferred model now for coding tasks within ChatGPT.
Better how? Faster. More accurate.
People are mentioning speed, yeah, but also better compilation, finding and fixing errors in bigger chunks of code. It seems like a real step up for developers using it.
Interesting. Though the digest did mention one user felt it was maybe too focused on coding, like maybe less good at other stuff.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Yeah.
Trade-off. Is it more specialized now? Maybe. But the overwhelming feeling seems to be it's a significant upgrade for coding tasks.
Good to know. And OpenAI is being open about safety tests.
They are. They've launched this new safety evaluations hub where they're publishing the details for these models. More transparency there.
Okay, sticking with models, let's talk Anthropic. Claude, what's happening there?
A lot of buzz around their next models. Claude Opus is the one generating excitement, but there's talk of even more advanced ones coming later.
So new versions soon. Sonnet and Opus.
Imminent releases, yeah. And what's interesting is the suggestion they use distinct reasoning models. Different approaches, maybe.
Distinct reasoning models, what might that actually mean in practice?
Well, the report suggests they can dynamically switch modes. So sometimes focused on pure reasoning, other times using tools or databases, and crucially, engaging in self-correction as they go.
Self-correction. That sounds potentially game-changing if it works well.
It really does. Imagine a model realizing it made a mistake mid-answer and fixing it. And they're also apparently boosting code generation.
How so?
The claim is they'll be able to test their own code, find bugs, and fix them. That would be incredibly useful for developers.
Okay, sounds promising. But the digest also mentions some criticism of current Claude models. Hallucinations.
Yeah, that's the flip side. While people are excited for the new stuff, some users have been frustrated with the current versions, calling them, well, brain dead in some cases due to generating inaccurate or nonsensical stuff.
Ouch. So reliability is still a big hurdle.
Across the board for LLMs, yes. But it means there's high expectation for Sonnet and Opus to really deliver improvements there, not just new features.
It'll be fascinating to see how they stack up against OpenAI and Google's latest.
Definitely. The competition is fierce, which is good for driving progress.
Right. Now for something a bit different, Maestro, a local-first AI research app. Tell us about that.
Yeah, Maestro is part of this trend towards giving individuals more powerful AI tools that run on their own machines. Local first.
So less reliance on the cloud. More privacy, maybe.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And more control. It's modular, designed to handle research workflows, things like ingesting documents, doing that hybrid search RAG.
RAG being retrieval augmented generation, finding relevant info, and then writing about it.
Exactly. Plus, it has a multi-agent system built in.
Right.
So different AI agents can collaborate on planning, researching, reflecting, writing, complex tasks broken down.
And it runs locally, but can it use cloud models too?
It can, yeah. It's configurable. You can use local models entirely or connect to cloud APIs if you need more power or specific capabilities. Flexibility is key.
And they're benchmarking it. How do you benchmark a research app?
They're using other LLMs as verifiers. So one LLM assesses the quality of the output from Maestro's agents on specific tasks, like taking notes or synthesizing information. They report performance task by task.
Huh. Using AI to judge AI.
Clever. It gives you data-driven insights, and it offers both a graphical interface streamlet and a command line option for more technical users. Tracks costs, too.
And development's ongoing.
Yeah, they're working on better UIs, more advanced agent frameworks. It's an active project.
Now, the digest mentioned some surprising benchmark results, something about Quen models.
Ah, yeah, that was interesting. Some results show the smaller Quen 3 8B model actually outperforming the much bigger 32B model on certain tasks.
Really? How does that happen?
It's a great reminder that bigger isn't automatically better in AI. Architecture, training data, fine-tuning, those things can matter more than just raw parameter count.
Good point. Focus on quality, not just size. Any user requests for Maestro, things people want added.
The main one seems to be broader web search integration. People want more options for search APIs like DuckDuckGo, Google, SearchNG to really boost its research reach.
It makes sense. Okay, finally, let's talk about ChatGPT potentially reshaping how we use the internet. What's driving that idea?
Or a couple of things. OpenAI's O3 model. Some users are getting unlimited access now. But the bigger deal seems to be this deep research capability.
Deep research.
Yeah, connecting directly to your personal stuff. GitHub repos, OneDrive, SharePoint, plus bigger file upload limits.
So pulling your own data right into the chat, becoming more of a personal research hub.
That seems to be the direction. Less jumping between apps, more doing complex research and analysis right inside ChatGPT, using your own information context. It could really change online workflows.
Like a personalized AI assistant getting more integrated. There is also speculation, OpenAI holding back bigger models, like an O4.
It's a theory circulating, yeah.
Yeah.
That maybe they're letting competitors show their hands first while keeping something even more powerful under wraps. Strategic positioning? Maybe. Who knows?
Plausible in this market. And developers are finding other ways to work with code and LLMs.
Right. Tools like repo2txt.com popping up. It lets you just paste code from a repo directly into the prompt. A different approach to RAG, maybe more direct for analyzing specific code snippets.
Interesting. And the interest in local tools like Ollama, what does that signal?
It signals a growing desire for alternatives, I think.
Yeah.
Running powerful models locally on your own hardware. It offers more control, potentially lower cost than paid APIs, maybe better privacy. It's about choice and decentralization to some extent.
Okay, so pulling all this together, what's the takeaway for you, the learner?
Well, first, AlphaEvolve shows AI isn't just a tool anymore. It's starting to drive fundamental discovery, which is huge.
Yeah, discovering algorithms. That's a big step.
Then you've got the relentless pace of LLMs like GPT 4.1, getting more specialized, better at specific things like coding.
Tailored tools emerging.
Exactly. And the Claude development show the competition is still fierce, pushing different ideas about reasoning and self-correction.
More approaches, more innovation.
Then Mistro gives us a glimpse of powerful AI research tools running locally, empowering individuals.
Bringing the power down to the user's machine.
And finally, ChatGPT's evolution suggests our very interaction with online information might be fundamentally shifting towards these integrated AI environments.
So lots of change, lots of potential. Which leads us to that final thought for you to chew on.
As these incredibly powerful AI tools weave themselves deeper into our work, our research, our daily lives,
Yeah.
how will they ultimately change not just what we know,
But how we learn, how we discover new things altogether. Something to think about as you continue your learning journey.